Donald Trump. We don't deserve him.
Trump makes us laugh when he meets with his staff. The president held his 7th cabinet meeting earlier, 7 in just 7 months, compared with Biden's 9 during his entire term. Trump talked about a lot, from energy to crime to transgender for everybody.
Transgender for everybody. They fought for it. They're still fighting for it. I saw a guy today, a politician that you all know very well, fighting like hell for men playing in women's sports. You don't understand. They're human beings also. Well, I agree they're human beings, but you can't have a 7-foot guy playing basketball with the women. You know, just one of those little problems in life. And we all have our place. That's okay. I've got my place too.
Then he saw this. Yeah, go ahead. Give it up for the president. Then he saw this poor, stupid Chuck Schumer.
And then I saw this poor, stupid Chuck Schumer, the guy. He looks like he's aged 100 years. And I don't like getting into looks. You know, looks don't mean anything, right? When you're in politics, looks don't matter. I look at Pam, I would never say she's beautiful because that'd be the end of my political career. Glory.
And it wouldn't be a Trump event without bashing the lamestream media.
I tell you, they showed one scene where a bunch of Tren de Aragua guys or whatever, maybe MS-13, maybe MSDNC, okay? Because to me, they're worse. I think they're worse. MSNBC maybe is worse than Tren de Aragua. Real scum, real dishonest people.
Really? Oh, wow, they're not showing that clip on MSNBC. Baker, so much entertaining from the cabinet meetings, and he's got all his cabinet there. It's fantastic. But you know, there's also he touted a lot of his progress. He said there are 64,000 fewer federal bureaucrats. Is this what you voted for?
Yeah, damn right. Yeah, you can always shrink the federal government, as far as I'm concerned, right? Yeah. As long as you're thoughtful about it, right? You don't just go in there and take an axe to it. But look, the other day, President Trump had a summit meeting with the South Korean president. And South Korea is a very sort of buttoned up, formal culture. They do things in a certain process. I had indescribable fun watching that press conference with President Trump sitting next to President Lee of South Korea, and President Trump just riffing on all sorts of He was going everywhere. And the president of South Korea was trying to keep the best face on possible, right? Because it's an important alliance. But look, I think people on the elite side, on the Democrat side, they can't stand him, because he talks like one of us, right? The Democrats are busy saying, look, let's try to find words that we can say that will make us sound relatable. Trump is, whether you like him or hate him, the dude is relatable. He sounds like, every neighbor I've ever lived next to, frankly. So I think that part of it is fantastic. I will say one other thing, which is, as far as the transgender sports goes, yeah, I think we could solve this whole issue if we could just get one really solid NBA quality player, right, who decides that they're a dame. And do we still say that? Do we still say dame?
Yeah, you can do it.
And joins the WNBA. That would be it. I guarantee you, things would start to turn around if we had that happen. But until that, we're going to be arguing about this all day.
Well, I mean, the president, Tyrus, he's famous for his issues now. They're all, as he says, 80-20. It's overwhelming the support that's behind many of these basic issues. But we just saw, in the last segment, the Democrats are still harping on them. But he was in the flow. I think this is the president at his best when he holds the cabinet meetings, he has them all there, and then he just riffs.
Well, he's running the country his way, and he wasn't able to do. I think that 4-year hiatus from office was probably one of the best things that happened to the president, and in a lot of ways happened to us, because we got a really good look at what we never really. The media was always full. We just didn't know it. And it took pulling him out the situation, because he was the reason for everything that was wrong in this country his first 4 years. A lot of people bought into that. Then they got him out of the picture, and the place went to hell. And then when he came back, things got better. So he knows it, and he knows the American people know it. The only people who don't understand it is the people who live on social media and the trolls, but they don't represent America. They're 10% since we ever 80-20. Well, it's 90-10 with American citizens and the people who are on social media who push these DEI narratives and transgender. There is a place for boys who want to dress like girls to play sports. It's with the boys. You can do your hair and eyelashes on your own time. Or here's the thing, guys don't care if you're good or not. Doesn't matter. Gay, straight, whatever. All we care about is if you hit in baseball, if you can tackle in football, if you can shoot in basketball. We don't give a damn. So there's play with the boys. You don't want to because you're not special then. You don't dominate then. You can't bully anybody then. And that's the real issue. It's not an issue. There's no conversation. It's stupid. It's like arguing about I'm pissed off that President Trump brought the military in to keep people from getting killed in the streets of Washington, D.C. And what's your problem with it?
Well, that was an abrupt
You're
ending.
racist.
Kevin, yeah, the president's been riffing a lot lately, and I wanted to get your take on, because he talked about economics a lot. He was defending his tariffs, and recently the U.S. government took a stake in Intel. What do you think of that? Because a lot of people in the business world, they seem to think that there's, that might be kind of fishy or whatever. What do you think of that?
Intel should have been sold for car parts about 3 years ago.
Wow.
And so I would never invest. See, the great thing about America for 200 years is, and this has been proven forever, the reason we're number one in technology, we let the good companies thrive and we let investors invest in them. And the ones that fail, they're like the dead fish. It goes to the bottom of the ocean, the slugs eat them, and then the protein comes back up. And so why keep a dead grandmother alive on tubes? That's Intel. Nobody wants their products. I don't want to invest in them. Why would I want my tax dollars investing them? Take them behind the barn and shoot it. It's that simple.
I didn't know any of this. Wait, I didn't know. I mean, Intel, I thought they were huge. You're saying they're getting killed by what, NVIDIA and these other companies?
These guys missed it 10 years ago. They missed mobile. They missed enterprise. They missed AI. They go in there every day saying, let's roast marshmallows or something. We don't know what we're doing. I mean, it is the worst run semi company on earth. And why, when I read that Chips and Science Act, because I actually read it. Nobody else in here did. I read it. And I saw they were going to get billions of dollars, and I said to myself, this is a horror movie. Why would you give a dog more money when it wants to die?
Well, now, let me get your take on this. You said they gave him the billions. That was during Biden. They were going to give him the billions. Now we're at least getting something for it. Isn't that better?
I get that argument, but why not this? How about just leave the money in the taxpayers' pockets and let Intel die? We don't need it.
They're going to like that, right? They like that. Emily, what'd you think? Very entertaining. Once again, I like watching being in on these cabinet meetings.
Yeah, because here's what I think has been so lost in the Democrat Party is that we pay the salaries of everyone in the federal government. The income of the federal government is the taxpayer dollar. So why aren't we entitled to? Why should we not expect a status report every month? It is so foreign to the bloated, bureaucratic, sort of teat-suckling Democrats' beneficiaries to have someone actually held accountable for my tax dollars and my income for once. So it's amazing that we are seeing. It's like if it's your own house and someone comes into play and they say, the lawn is mowed and the windows are washed and it's cleaner and it's brighter. There's better curb appeal. You're safer. Everything is awesome. Thank you. But the Democrats are so incensed that the orange man bad is the one that has rebuilt and resecured the house and made it beautiful and made it safe again, that they have totally lost the opportunity to even ask for 1 second, how can we further our policies? How can we work in tandem to actually accomplish something so that when we are inevitably embarrassed at whatever next, the midterms and then the next election, instead they could say, yeah, we worked with this president and we advanced this legislation. Democrats said it's important to you, but they are so absolutely myopic. They've cut off their nose to spite their face. So they will never appreciate that a victory for him is actually a victory for all Americans, for them too. But yes, At the end of the day, we need to know how our tax dollars are being spent and where it's being saved. And it's phenomenal that it's an A+ from President Trump every time.
Boom! Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.